Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing? Hope everybody's doing amazingly well. Welcome back to another lesson of English with Ashish. And guys, today in this lesson, we are going to master what a simple sentence is. We are going to learn everything about it. So make sure you watch the video until the end. I'm excited. I know you are too. Let's do it. Alright, everybody. Now let's understand what exactly a simple sentence is. As the name goes, it's quite simple. A simple sentence is a sentence of an independent clause. An independent clause is a sentence, right? So it is an independent clause that doesn't have any dependent clause in it. In other words, it is just one independent clause. It is just one clause, and that is independent clause, right? It cannot have more than one clause in it. It is just one independent clause that doesn't have any dependent clause in it, right? Let's take some examples and understand this. Example number one: you sing amazingly. You sing amazingly. So this is a simple sentence, guys. Just one independent clause. It has a subject, which is you. It has a verb, which is sing. It has an adverb, which is amazingly, right? So this is just one independent clause without having any further clause in it, dependent or independent, right? Second example, I love my students. I love my students. Just one clause, one independent clause. I is the subject, love my students is the predicate, right? I is the subject, love is the verb, love what? My students, object. Simple sentence. Third example, you can do anything in life. And yes, you can. You can do anything you want in life. So this is also a simple sentence. You is my subject. Can do anything in life is the predicate. Just one independent clause without having further clause in it, right? You is the subject. Can do anything in life is the predicate of this simple sentence. Where can is the modal verb, do is the main verb. So can do is the verb phrase. Anything in life is the object of the verb do. You can do what? Anything in life. Now, this begs the question, and a lot of people ask, is a simple sentence short? As the name goes, simple sentence. So is it very simple? And when they hear the word simple, they think it's short. So what is the reality here? See, guys, the length of the sentence has nothing to do with it, or any sentence. The length of a sentence has nothing to do with it being simple or compound or complex or compound complex, right? The length doesn't matter here. It is the number of clauses you have in a sentence and the types of clauses they are, right? So I can say, let me give you an example and let's change the color of the pen as well, right? Change for a good. I love you. So this is a very simple sentence. It's a simple sentence with just three words in it. I love you. Now, I can make it lengthy by changing this subject into a phrase, and I can also do the same with this word you as well. So let's do it together. Instead of saying I'll say all my friends from the group of all my friends from the group formed last year by a friend. See, I'm just making it lengthy. By a friend of mine named named doesn't even look like name. Friend of mine. Okay, let's have more space. Friend of mine named Simi. Let's call her Simi. All my friends, sorry, it should be friends. All my friends from the group formed last year by a friend of mine named Simi love people people of the community uh started or formed, started, or formed by X, Y, Z. I can make it even lengthier if I want to. So instead of saying somebody loves somebody, I love you, I said who, right? Which is a very lengthy phrase. All my friends from the group formed last year by a friend of mine named Simi. So this is just one phrase, a noun phrase, and in this noun phrase we have multiple types of phrases, but we don't have any clause in it, right? So this is the subject of the sentence. This entire thing, let's change the color. So this entire thing is the subject of the sentence. Love is the verb, and this is the object, right? All these people love, people of the community started or formed by XYZ, right? So this is also a simple sentence. So the length of the sentence has nothing to do with the sentence being simple or compound or complex or compound complex, right? This is just an example, right? If you want more examples, you can go to my website, and there are more examples here, right? Very detailed post you'll see. uh, right, so many examples. You just visit the site. I'll share the link of the post in the description, and you can study all these examples. All right, now, can a simple sentence have a compound subject in it? Yes, it can. Now, what is a compound subject? It is basically two or more subjects that are sharing the same verb. Right. So, yes, a simple sentence can be formed using a compound subject. So, instead of saying, I am starting a company, right? My brother is starting a company. I can say, my brother and I are starting a company, right? So, this is a simple sentence where my brother and I is the subject of the sentence. This is my subject, and these are two different subjects, right? My brother and I. But see and notice, these two are doing the same action, which is starting, right? They are sharing the same action, right? And that's why it is just one independent clause, right? My brother and I are starting a company. My brother and I are starting a company. So this is my compound subject. So you can form a simple sentence with a compound subject in it. Another example: Max, Sam, and you are probably going to get the chance to present the paper. Who's gonna get the chance to present the paper? It is Max, Sam, and you. Three people. Three people. And all these three subjects are sharing the same verb. Now, can you have a compound predicate in a simple sentence? Absolutely. Yes, you can. Let me show you an example. They came to me and started crying. So here what's happening is the subject of the sentence is performing two different actions. There are two predicates here, but there is only one independent clause here, which is they came to me and started crying. So we have a subject, which is they, and we have a compound predicate, which is came to me and started crying, right? And if you look at it, there are two predicates here. Came to me is the first action that the subject performed, and started crying is the second action that the subject performed. But this is only one independent clause. This is only one clause, right? It doesn't have more than one clause in it, right? So they came to me and started crying. What has actually happened here is that I've actually brought two independent clauses together. Instead of saying they came to me, and this is not advanced, you shouldn't do that. They started crying, right? These are two different sentences. You can actually bring them together using a coordinating conjunction as well, which is they came to me. So you can change this simple sentence into a compound sentence, like they came to me, comma, coordinating conjunction, and they started they started crying. But why would you do that? Why would you repeat the subject again and again when the subject is the same and it's performing two different actions and the subject is same? Why would you use another clause? Why would you do that? That's not needed. So that is why you need to be smart. So see, this is an example of a compound sentence, and this is a simple sentence. Now, what is the difference? The difference is that this sentence has two different clauses and this one has only one. All right, let's study the second example. We have two examples, don't worry. I bought the book but didn't read it. So, I is the subject. I did two things: bought the book. Now, but, right, contradicted information. Didn't read it. I bought the book, but didn't read it. Right? So this is my compound predicate. And it has two predicates in it. Bought the book is the first predicate. Didn't read it is the second predicate, but is a conjunction here. Right? And both these predicates are sharing the same subject, which is I. You can change this simple sentence into a compound sentence by saying, I bought the book, but I didn't didn't read it. Right? I bought the book, but I didn't read it. You can also do that if you want to. Right? Right? Now understand all the different types of sentences we have in terms of different structures. They all belong to either this category, which is assertive sentence, also known as a declarative sentence, or this imperative sentence, or interrogative sentence, or exclamatory sentence, right? Declarative sentences are sentences that give positive or negative information, right? They talk about your opinions or facts. Imperative sentences are used to give orders, commands, right? Make request, give directions and stuff like that, right? Interrogative sentences are used to get some information out, to ask something, or to confirm something. All right. And exclamatory sentences are used to render a very strong feeling, a feeling of joy, a feeling of sadness, a feeling of excitement, astonishment. All right. So let me show you how a simple sentence can be assertive or interrogative or imperative or exclamatory. All right. So look at the first example. I like Ria. It is an assertive sentence, a declarative sentence. I'm talking about something that I feel, right? I'm declaring something. This is how I feel about Ria. I like her. So this is an assertive sentence. I like Ria. Go to your room. And this is what I say to Ria. Ria is with me and I say, go to your room, Ria. This is an order, right? And imperative sentences do not have a subject. They have a subject, but the subject is implied, which is you. You go to your room, right? So they don't have the subject physically being there in the sentence, right? Which is you. You go to your room. Come here. Go there. Stand up. Sit down. Okay. Interrogative. Why are you looking at me? So that's a question. I'm trying to get some information out. I want to know something, right? Why are you looking at me? Why do you teach English? Why do you learn English, right? Why are you here? What do you like? Right? Interrogative sentences. And all these sentences that we have seen so far, these are just one independent clause. See, one independent clause. Simple sentences, right? It can be an exclamatory sentence as well. Wow, your house looks amazing. Your house looks amazing. So I'm rendering a strong emotion of excitement, amazement. Wow, man, your house looks huge. It looks amazing, right? So I'm rendering, expressing a strong emotion. So understand this, a simple sentence can belong to any of these categories. And you can change a simple sentence into a compound sentence, into a complex sentence, into a compound complex. Is it possible? If the context is right, you can do that, but you should not try that. Let me try to give you an example and show if it's possible. So okay, let's do it. Change the color. um i didn't I didn't go to college and submit. So I'm using a compound predicate here. I didn't go to college and submit the project the project because of being ill because of being ill. So I have the subject and I have a compound predicate. Didn't go to college, first predicate. Submit the project because of submit the project, second predicate, because of ill. This is referring to the first predicate, right? Working as an adverb. So I can change it into a compound sentence. This is a simple sentence, right? Let's change it into a compound sentence. I didn't go to college and submit. Which fun writing on it, huh? The project, submit the project. I didn't go to college and submit the project. Now, comma, for, which means because, it's a coordinating conjunction for, I was ill. So now see, this is the first independent clause and this is the second independent clause, and it is joined with a coordinating conjunction and a comma, and this is how we form a compound sentence, right? So this is a compound sentence. We can also change it into a complex sentence. For example, all I have to do is I have to change this conjunction into because. I didn't go to college and submit the paper because, and I would not need a comma here, because I was ill. That's all I have to do, right? Now it is a complex sentence, right? It has an independent clause and a dependent clause, right? This is what a compound sentence is. Sorry, a complex sentence is. I can change it into a compound complex as well. So I can say a compound complex sentence has at least two independent clauses and one or more dependent clauses. So I can say I didn't go to college, and I didn't. So I'm changing the compound predicate into two different clauses, right? I didn't go to college and did not submit the project, right? So this is a compound sentence here, right? Two independent clauses. Now let's make it compound complex. Because I was ill. So now it has two independent clauses and one dependent clause. It becomes a compound complex sentence. So you can change a simple sentence into a compound complex or compound complex, but you don't have to. You should not. All right. I just did that to prove a point that you can do it, but it would not be possible in all situations, in all contexts. So don't even try. Okay. So that is all about today's lesson, guys. Hope you had a lot of fun. Hope now you know what a simple sentence is and everything about it. If you need more clarity, if you need more examples, go to my website www.englishwithashish.com and you'll get more examples, more things to study about a simple sentence. That's all from my side, and I'll see you guys very soon. Till then, keep learning, have fun. I'm out. Bye bye.